somebody is not good or doesn't have any music talent.
Right.
And you find
1 minute and counting.
Yogaxpress, your virtual stretch clinic that helps you move the body to still the mind. In case some of you are wondering what happened to the 3 ohms, I have our special guest to thank for that beautiful music at the beginning. Pilin, I think we need to acknowledge the musician. So do you remember what music, what
The name of the song is Shamanic Dream.
Shamanic Dream. Okay, so we've acknowledged, we've done all the stuff legally, and that's beautiful. It sounds wonderful. Is that what you use when you teach yoga?
It is for the final savasana and
For the
cool
Shavasana.
down.
Oh, I can see
nice
myself
cool
just
down time.
going totally to sleep with that music. It's so relaxing. So let's have that music a little higher in the background. It really feels nice. It sounds good. Perfect. Sounds good. I'd like to introduce our special guest today in just a moment. Yogaxpress, I want to remind our viewers, Yogaxpress is taped in the studios of Manhattan Neighborhood Network. We air every now and then. We tape these episodes, but we air every day, 1:30 to 2 p.m. in the afternoons on Time Warner 57, RCN 84, and Fios 35. My name is Banu Suresh. I'm your host for this program, and we also get special guests on our show fairly frequently. We've been a little bit lax about that, but now we're lucky enough to have Pilin Anice. Pilin is not only a food expert, she's also a yoga teacher. Every now and then I throw her into the deep end and say, Pilin, are you ready to teach as well? But today she's got some really exciting topics to share with us. So Pilin, I just want to ask you, first of all, I know you always have healthful stuff to talk about, and because we are taping in these new studios, I did not realize we are not allowed to show the food items to our viewers. So first of all, what are you going to talk about? And I hope we're not disadvantaged by not having many pictures. Or maybe our crew did pick up some
Yeah,
pictures.
we've got some photos to show. So
What are
we're
you
going to
gonna
talk
talk
about chia seeds today.
Chia seeds. Spell that.
CHIA.
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 And those are actually seeds. They're not legumes. They're not.
They're actually seeds.
They're actually seeds. So I'm assuming, I'm sure they're from plants because they're seeds.
Certainly.
But if someone wants to look it up, they just type in chia and they find out whether they're seeds from inside a fruit or seeds from inside a flower.
Seeds from inside a flower.
Inside a flower.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah, they're cultivated and
do
mostly
they
in
look like?
In South America. They're little small black seeds.
Okay.
They're pretty tiny.
Right.
A little dusty, darkish brown.
Okay,
black
and you
color.
can just find them anywhere?
You can find them at your health food stores mostly.
At the health
And you know what? Since they're becoming so popular, a lot of grocery stores are starting to carry them as well.
Because if they don't have it, someone's going to ask for it.
Someone's going to ask for
Right,
it, and they
right.
have to keep up with what people
So tell me,
want.
why would someone want to eat chia seeds?
Well, chia seeds are really incredible, and the main thing that people should eat chia seeds for is that they're loaded in omega-3 fatty acids.
Okay.
Each of the chains, 3, 6, and 9, as well as tons of fiber. So it's really
I'm not going to go into too much detail, but I hear this omega-3, 6, and 9.
Right.
What are they? Just a general
They're fatty acid
Gotcha.
chains that help
Okay.
your cells in your body rejuvenate,
Okay.
and your cells need to stay alive.
They need fat.
Exactly.
Good to know.
Exactly.
Good to know they need fat.
totally need fat. And one of the most important things is your brain. The omega-3
Right.
fatty acids, I'm sure you've heard of, that stimulate the brain.
I've heard about that. I just never knew how they work. So
Yeah,
I'm glad
yeah.
I have you here
Yeah,
today.
so it's really a great food to have. And one thing that you obviously have to keep in mind when it comes to omega-3s is that your body doesn't produce them naturally. So you
Oh,
have
that's
to get it from a
interesting.
dietary source.
Hmm.
Right.
So
That's
what
why
did
it's so
people
important.
have before they discovered chia seeds? What
Well,
else?
there's so many other ways you can get them. It's just that the omega-3s are very high in
Right.
the chia seeds, and then
See.
you only need a small amount to get what you need. So it's really great. It's a great thing about them. But you can get it from walnuts. Most people get them from fish oils.
Okay.
But if you're not eating, animal
you don't take
foods,
fish.
then
Right.
chia seeds is a great source for it, as well as walnuts.
Right, some people don't like nuts too. They don't like tree nuts,
Right,
so
some
they get
people are
allergic. So
allergic.
chia seeds should be okay.
Certainly.
So how does it taste? What is the texture? Is it crunchy?
They're crunchy. Yeah, they're crunchy. They don't really have a taste, in my opinion. I don't notice the distinct taste when I had
Right,
chia seeds.
right.
And it's mainly because you put them in other things that kind of disguises the taste. And but you always get the crunch.
Right.
The crunch doesn't go anywhere.
And you don't have to cook them or you don't have
You don't
to
have to
bake
cook
them.
them.
You can actually
Right.
eat them
You
raw.
can actually eat them raw, or
Except-
you can bake them too.
Oh, okay.
Yep, it depends on your choice. There's so many wonderful ways that you can enjoy chia seeds, whether you're putting it on top of your yogurt, whether
Right.
you're baking it in your banana bread, something like that.
I know before we started today, I was asking you, so how much of chia seeds would
How
I
much?
get the runs if I had too much? Some people
Exactly,
get
because
addicted.
that's a great question, because it's so high in fiber.
Right.
You don't want to have too many chia seeds.
So how much would you recommend?
So, 1 teaspoon to 1 tablespoon would be
teaspoon.
enough.
So they're probably the best way to have them, to take them in, would be as over salads, as you
Right,
mentioned.
over a salad, or you said, or a yogurt, or
Yogurt.
cereal in the morning, oatmeal. Those are wonderful ways to have, and that way you can actually control the amount that you're getting. And the
Right.
reason why is because it's so high in fiber, it
Right.
actually causes your stomach to get maybe a little bit upset, depending if you're
depending
having too
on-
much.
right,
Depending on
right.
how you respond to high fibrous foods.
Right. So if someone has a problem with evacuating themselves on a certain day, does this help? Does this help as a
Sure.
Okay. That's good
That
to know.
and water, absolutely.
That and water. So chia seeds actually help. Oh, let me put it this way: because it helps create. Does it create fiber in the body?
No, it's just loaded in fiber.
It's loaded
actually
in
you
fiber,
and you
so-
actually the fiber is I think you were mentioning before that you use other things like flax seeds in place
Right.
of eggs when you're baking.
Right,
Chia
right.
seeds are actually another great thing to use, because that if you add water to chia seeds, you will
Yes.
notice they'll get gelatinous. And that's the
Ah.
fiber. That's
So it
really the
just
fiber.
binds
And
things
It
together.
binds things.
Oh, so that's what it's probably like oats too, because it might bind the cholesterol or the fat in the body,
Right.
and eject it from the body.
Right.
Okay, and fiber itself is known to absorb water, so it's a good
Exactly.
idea to drink a lot of water when we have chia seeds.
Certainly. There's actually one lady who has a blog I saw that she put the chia seeds like in water,
Right.
And then it's just like little chia seeds
Oh, at the
floating in the
bottom.
water. And some people, no, they float. They literally it just looks like spotted water.
Right.
But people like it that way, and you'll actually find beverages in the stores
So they-
nowadays where they put the chia seed in and you're drinking it.
You know what? I always thought that was like the kiwi fruit seeds. You know,
It
you
looks
see-
like it, but
Oh,
it's
is that what
not.
it is?
It's chia seeds.
So you drink the chia seeds instead of eating it,
Right.
and you still
Right.
get a kind of a crunchy.
Well,
you get the
if you're
crunch a
biting.
little bit. If you're biting. Oh, right. You just swallow.
Right, or you can just swallow them. They
Interesting.
slide down nicely.
Yeah. So is there anything else about chia seeds that you can tell us? How else can people use it?
Well, another great thing about it, I mean, for some people who are looking to like lose weight, people
Right.
will put chia seeds in one of their meals at that tablespoon of the day.
Right.
And it'll actually help you feel satiated longer because of the fiber. It makes you feel full because it takes longer to digest.
Oh, it does.
It
Okay.
does.
So for
It
all
moves
these like
It
me-
moves slowly, so it doesn't. You're feeling full longer, which
Right.
is good. So
And
you're not
people-
hungry.
Yeah, I mean, that's a really great idea because it fills you up,
Right.
absorbing all the
Right,
water.
because it expands.
It
It literally
expands.
expands once it gets in there.
What a nice way, and just 1 tablespoonful.
Just
I
one
don't have to,
tablespoon.
so I can just take my quota first thing in the morning. With
and
some
then
yogurt.
not have anything else to eat.
You talked about probiotics. What is that?
Probiotics is something else for our next episode. We'll talk about fermented foods.
Oh, I see. That's
Yeah,
not
but that's
for-
not with the chia seeds.
That's not with chia seeds.
No.
Okay, so I'm getting all my wires crossed over
No.
here. So as people grow older, is it a good idea to control the amount of chia seeds they take because their system may not be able to digest as much?
Certainly. I mean, you want to always be mindful of your own body.
Right.
Right? So if you're going to introduce something new like chia seeds, maybe just start with a half a teaspoon and
Half
see
a
how your
teaspoon.
body feels. You know,
Okay.
notice, always be very mindful and be very intuitive to your body because it'll tell you if it's not liking what you're putting in there.
So
right?
what's a big no-no? How much? Where should they stop as we grow older? Where should they stop?
I think
Not more
starting with
than-
a half a teaspoon, obviously for anybody, not more than a tablespoon a day.
Okay, that's good to know.
Right,
So for,
right.
And this is an adult quota?
Certainly.
Children, adults,
Adults,
everybody?
yeah.
But for children, there's
For
no...
children, I would say probably about the same. Maybe I would only give, like my daughter, I probably would just give her like a teaspoon. I wouldn't give her
Right.
an entire tablespoon of it.
Okay, that's good to know. So are there other, you mentioned some omega-3 acid, 3, 6, and 9, wherever we are going with that, but it's good to know that fats are good for the body. But
Fats are great for the body.
Are there other nutritional
This is a culture that we're always afraid of fats.
Right.
But we have to have fat. It's
That's
necessary.
right, the body needs that. Even for movement, even literally the fats can be, I visualize fats as literally lubricating my knee joints,
Yes.
lubricating my joints.
Yes, it's one
Otherwise-
of the 3 macronutrients. You need it. And all the other things, the carbohydrates and the sugars, need the fats
Right.
to metabolize in the body correctly.
How much fat can a body, I know we're not, the topic is chia seeds, not necessarily fats, but let's say someone is used to, you just go into a fast food joint and you have,
Yikes.
a little bit, I know. But let's say you have some fries, so your body is allowed a certain amount of fats per day, correct?
Yes, and that's also dependent on body type.
Okay.
And
so
how much you
bone
weigh,
frame,
yeah.
how much you weigh. and
Yeah.
stuff
So
like
it's always, I always say there's no one size diet that fits
Right,
all.
right, of
You really
course.
have to find what works for you and know
Right.
what your body needs.
That makes
That's based on
sense.
your weight, your body composite, your genetics, all those things play a
You
important
wouldn't
factor.
really rely too much on this BMI factor thing.
I wouldn't. I mean, not really. I wouldn't. Just
Right.
because that's a very narrow way of seeing it, in my opinion.
Yeah, because I find that people who, for instance, my sister is a marathon runner and I'm nowhere near running. I mean, I'm happy to just walk and that's enough for me.
Right.
And she actually weighs, she's really slender. Little, she's not as slender as you are, but she's very slender, very small bone frame, but she can run and she's 60, she's going to be 60 now, so she's going to enter the senior citizen category. But her bone weight is almost as much as mine or a little more. So her BMI is much higher, she says. And I'm thinking, how is it possible? Apparently people, because it depends on the body weight.
Right. And she's
Right?
leaner though.
She's leaner, much
Right.
leaner. So she's got a lot of lean muscle. So I feel quite happy because I start needling and I say, okay, my BMI and yours are close, but mine is probably more blubber than hers is more muscle. But so BMI is not very reliable. You talked about everyone's
in my
BMI.
personal opinion, again, it depends. Some medical professionals or health professionals you ask them,
It's a good
they would say-
guideline,
But I guess it's a typical guideline, and again,
Right.
it's just one way of looking at an entire big picture.
Right. Is there anything else you can add about chia seeds before we do a little bit of stretching and getting all those
Say
omega-3s?
find a way to get them
To
in your
work.
diet. In the mornings. I think a great way
How about
is.
viewers? Maybe you can look into the camera, tell them you have a website, correct?
I do have a website.
Why don't you tell
My
them?
website is www.pilinanice.com. And I also have a couple recipes on there that include chia seeds. A couple of them are smoothies, and one of them is like a parfait that has chia
Right.
seeds. In it.
Okay. Parfait with chia seeds. I still get my bad stuff and then some good stuff
Some
on the
good
top,
stuff on
which
top.
has to go in first.
Right.
That's a great idea. Visit Pilin's website, and if you don't see Pilin's name at the bottom left of the screen, you will in a while, and then stay with us for this program for the next 20 minutes or so, probably 15 to 20 minutes. Pilin Anice. Pilin's email is pilin.
It's Pilin at pilinanice@gmail.com.
Pilin Anice. That's PILINANICE. Pilin Anice @gmail.com. And this is also a request to our crew. If you manage to find a few moments, if you can just type that in, that would be great. And your website is
Anice.com. He actually did type it in.
He
so.
did type it in. So they'll bring it up every now and then. And if not, we can always remind our viewers also of the website. So check out Pilin's website. And just one quick question before we move on to...
Sure.
we talked about the easy to digest part. Now you talked about all the omega-3s in chia seeds, but in general, we're talking about bone, muscle, and the blood. So which one do you think this is? Chia seeds would be the best for? Is it just
for muscle, mostly for everything. 'Cause like I said, for the cells,
right?
But of course for the fat, for the brain health,
but
it's
for
the main thing. Muscle mostly, as well as inflammation of joints. Omega-3 is great for inflammation.
So that's probably good for people who might have arthritic pain.
Certainly,
or chronic arthritis. It might help prevent it.
Yes.
No miracle cures, but at least it'll help, right?
Right, or even alleviate,
some of the pain. So I guess they should take it before they have the pain. It's not like a medicinal effect, but
it's something it's preventative measures.
Preventative. Great. Pilin, I was thinking maybe we'll just do a few because we'll just do a few of the seated stretches.
Okay.
And what we might do, we're going to start with the camel one. Are you comfortable?
Sure.
Okay. Well, let's try the camel posture. Also, we'll start with the seated. We'll start with the cat, and we're just going to do a couple of stretches. And both of us want to be careful that our viewers don't what do you call it? Hyperextend. So we just want to be very gentle with the body. I know this is a good season to start exercising.
Absolutely.
So get your hands directly below your shoulders. Your knees are directly below the hips. Toes are curled in. As you inhale, you're going to dip the torso, lift the chin, chest, and buttocks up, just like a cat. Let's inhale, and you will need to bend your elbows. So when you bend your elbows, you want to try and bring them closer to you. Inhale and dip. Uncurl the toes, arch the back. One more time, curl your toes in. Inhale and dip. Uncurl the toes, arch the back. Let's bring our knees closer to the palms and let's come up on our knees. We're going to take you through a stretch called the camel posture. And you notice we are on our knees already for 2 postures in a row. So take some more chia seeds. That'll help you feel the lubrication in your knee joints. And that's going to help alleviate the pain too. So arthritic pain, and arthritis doesn't really only hit the knees, but those are the major joints. So you want to be careful you take care of your joints. And I'm really looking forward to losing some weight. Both palms, your knees are directly below the hips at hip width, both palms on your buttocks. Push your shoulders back. Inhale, and let's lift our chin up and hold it right there for a moment. If you feel that your knees feel strong today, if you think you can handle it, you can curl your toes in because it helps bring the heels closer to the hands. I prefer to keep my feet flat. Keep exhaling as you go back. Very gently glide your hands. Right hand reaches for the right heel. Left hand reaches for the left heel. When you've made that connection, tilt your pelvis forward, tilt your head all the way back, and hold. Remember to keep your buttock muscles nice and tight. You want to protect your back. And Pilin, I know you teach yoga. In fact, you're on your way to a yoga class today. Feel free if you want to offer some input as we're stretching. Inhale, bring your hands back to your buttocks. Lift your chin up very gently. Let's come down. Let's sit on our heels. Now remember, you don't have to go all the way. Your hands do not have to reach all the way down to your heels. You can, but you want to stay connected with your body. So you can always keep your hands in the back of your thighs as well. So for the next posture, it's called Supta Vajra or supine diamond. Pilin and I are going to, if you're comfortable keeping your knees together and then going all the way back, feel free to do that. But I'm also going to show you an adaptation. Now Pilin is very comfortable keeping her knees together, and in this posture I'm also fairly comfortable, but I want to show you a variation. You can bring your knees out. If your ankles hurt a lot, sometimes it helps to bring the knees out. Very gently place the right palm and then the left behind you. You're sitting on your heels, remember that. So very gently we're going to lower one elbow and then the other. Make any adjustments you need while you're sitting comfortably on the sole of your foot, and then tilt your head back. Now you want to make sure you do not raise your knees, because when you do this, your ankles are going to feel it. You're going to hurt your ankles. So tilt back, keep your knees down. And if you're comfortable, bring your knees together. Press with your palms. Inhale, come up one elbow at a time. and then we're going to do a little bit of a forward fold. This music is so soothing. I'm just finding that we're going really slow and it feels wonderful. Inhale, remember your spine needs to stretch. When it goes back, you also need to come forward. So inhale, take your arms all the way overhead. Exhale, fold from the hip. Clasp your palms together, fold over. Now, when you're all the way down, make sure your elbows are off the mat or the floor. You want to keep your palms all the way out. Your fingers are nice and open. And try not to lift your buttocks too high. You want to try and stay down as much as you can so you feel a nice compression in the abdominal region. That and the chia seeds will really help your digestion. Inhale. Press your palms together. Let's come up with a straight back. Exhale and release. So we did one spinal undulation in the cat position. We did a bit of a back bend. We did an intense back bend. Going all the way down was a half back bend. And then we did the camel. And then you need to do a forward fold. So now we're going to do a bit of a twist. All of these help in digestion, in your digestion as well. Because all your twists, every time we twist. Remember, we did the spine moves in 6 directions. We've spoken of that, about that a couple of times in a few episodes before. So we've done the back, it moves back, moves forward. Now we're going to do twists. So you're going to move to the left and to the right. Tuck your left heel under the right buttock. Cross your right foot over the left knee. Now again, you'll find your body may need to make adaptations. My body does too. So if you're able to go as deep as Pilin can, depends on your body mode, and also some people may have, some of you may have a much more flexible body, a longer torso in which you may be able to twist deeper. Just challenge yourself. Go as deep as you can, push yourself a little bit further. If you want to make any adjustments with your foot, you can bring your right foot forward just a little bit. Makes it a little bit easier for you to twist. Push your right knee in, torque your upper body to the right. And then inhale. Raise your left arm up. Exhale. Dip your left elbow over the right knee. I'm going to push a little more. And then hold on if you wish. You can hold on to the left knee. Take your right hand behind you. And notice how Pilin, if the camera is able to pick it up, you might notice Pilin has both her hands in a bind. My body doesn't allow that today or for a while. But what I'm going to do is just take my right hand behind me and twist as deep as I can. You want to make sure the sole of your left foot faces the back of the mat. Inhale, release the left hand first, and then let's untangle the legs. Let's switch over. Now we're going to cross over. Tuck your right foot under the left buttock. Cross your left foot over the right knee. Now remember, if you don't want to go even half as deep as I'm going, Pilins may be too deep for you, so you can stay with my adaptation. If you don't want to go that deep either, you could do what Pilin actually started out with. She actually hugged her knee, and that's good enough too. But she's able to go all the way. I'm able to go just halfway, and if you think you're not ready for that, that's fine too. You can just, hug your knee. Now for those of you who want to go a little bit further, push your left knee in, torque your upper body to the left. Take your right hand behind you. And actually, I forgot to bring my right elbow over, but I'm going to try this first. And then twist all the way back. So this is the third level of adaptation. It's a little easier than the adaptation that I showed you on the other side. And then now I'm going to try and take it a little deeper.
How each side is different.
That's true. That's true. Because one side feels more comfortable than the other. That's true.
Yeah, for me, it's my left side is tighter.
Your left side is tighter, and this one, let me see how. You know what? Now that you mention it, I need to watch my side too.
Yeah, so it's always fun to notice that.
Yeah, and it's actually good to acknowledge that too, because then our body learns to balance. It's about where we put the weight, right? Exactly. Inhale the right arm up. Exhale. Dip your right elbow over the left knee. That's such a good point. I'm getting a little more aware now. Take your left hand behind you. Turn to look over your left shoulder and hold. Now, if you need to make any adaptations even to this posture, you can wiggle your left foot forward. That helps you turn a little deep. Release your right hand and then extend your left leg out in front of you. Keep the sole of the right foot close to the inside of the upper left thigh. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to hold on to the right ankle with the left hand. Bring your right knee out to the side just a little bit. Keep your left foot flexed. Inhale the right arm up. Exhale, wrap your right hand, right elbow around the right knee. And then you can do what Pilin is probably going to do. Take your left hand from behind. And you can either do a full bind. Pilin, you probably have your hand over your wrist, right? But you're pretty deep. Yeah. So if you're able to do what Pilin's doing, that's good. If not, you just go as deep as you can. Then once you've got both hands in a bind, you look over your right shoulder. Thank you. Look over your right shoulder and hold. And remember, when you're already in that bind, you want to try and open up the left shoulder and lift your chin up a little bit so you have a little more room to breathe. Inhale, release your hands, and let's switch legs. Extend the right leg out, fold the left foot in. Keep your right foot flexed. Notice, we're not doing standing postures today. Notice that I had my socks on too, and Pilin has hers on as well. And we're doing that deliberately to show you one of the reasons, of course, the equipment, there's a lot of expensive equipment here, so the studios are a bit cold, but if you need to keep your socks on, just know it's okay in the seated postures, prone and supine, but when you're doing standing postures, you want to be careful so they don't slip. We don't slip, right? Hold on to the right ankle with the right hand. Bring the left knee out to the side just a little bit. Inhale the left arm up. Exhale, wrap your left elbow around your left knee. And then take your right hand from behind, clasp the opposite fingers, look over your left shoulder, open up your right, and hold. Remember, when we ask you to hold, please do not hold your breath, just hold your posture. Keep breathing as comfortably as you can. Very gently release the hands first, and then bring the left knee down to the side. I understand we have about a minute to go, so probably we could get through a couple of postures. But stay with us. Tomorrow we're going to continue the next episode. We're going to continue where we left off today. We're going to do some more seated postures. And Pilin has another exciting topic to talk about tomorrow. So you promised to come back tomorrow. You want to wrap up? Anything else about chia seeds?
No, just enjoy them.
Enjoy the chia seeds. I think it's a great topic.
Time and just make sure that you're always doing something for your body. And if you're not getting them through chia seeds, make sure you're getting your omega-3s in a different way.
That's good. Okay, I'm going to make sure.
From a dietary source. So.
Just from food sources, right? I'd like to acknowledge our crew. We have Roberta Espinel and Richard Swanson. Thank you so much for hanging in there. So can we keep stretching or are we done, Roberta? We're wrapping up. Okay, we have 2 minutes. Great. So keep your we can keep stretching, but I want to make sure that we got Pilin. Why don't you, since we have a couple of minutes, why don't you at least give them your website one more time?
Yes, my website is pilinanice.com. That's PILINANICE.com.
Great. I love your site, by the way. I know you have lots of recipes every now and then.
Yes, lots of recipes. Always try to keep things in there.
You also tell people where you're teaching next so they can join you?
Yes, also the yoga class schedule is on there as well.
And Pilin has that amazing music for your yoga nidra, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Bring your left knee down, all the way down to the floor. Attach the sole of the left foot to the inside of the upper right thigh. Now, if we get timed out today, we're going to continue with this posture tomorrow. We're going to start with this. Inhale, take your arms all the way up. Turn your palms in. Exhale, fold from the hip. If your hands are over the sole of your foot, you want to give yourself a nice little massage. This is a good time to indulge. Just give yourself a nice massage. You go to the reflexology parlors and you pay so much for it. We can do it for ourselves. Now, inhale, let's come up. Exhale, bring your arms down. Let's switch legs. Extend the left leg out. Bring the right foot in. Attach the sole of the right foot to the inside of your upper left thigh. So you want to make sure that your right knee goes down as far down as you can. If that doesn't happen today, you can always place something under your right knee. You want to make sure you're steady without any tension. Inhale. Take your arms all the way up. Exhale. Fold